Well, good afternoon, friends and neighbors. John, your Whisky neighbor here. Welcome to my deck. Today, in this kind of cooler summer day, I thought I'd look at a peated Scotch. So today we're going to look at Kilchoman Sanaig. It's from Islay. Thanks for staying with me through the introduction. As I said, I wanted to, it's cooler. And I thought, well, maybe I'll take advantage of the cooler weather a little bit here and taste and talk about a peated Scotch from Islay. It's from Kilchoman. Hope I'm saying that right. I often don't pronounce Scottish names properly, and I apologize, even though I've watched Roy's How to Pronounce Scotch several times. Just doesn't stick in my head sometimes. Anyways, Kilchoman is a small distillery. I think it's still the newest. There should be 9 distilleries on Islay at this time. And it's, they really promote, like right on here where it says, Islay's farm distillery. They really talk a lot about, and if you go to their website, you'll see images of, the harvesting of the barley and the working everything on Islay. And I think that's really quite impressive. I actually like the way they put their products out too. The bottle looks quite classy. I really like the design. And, they put it out at 46%. It's not colored, it's not chill filtered. So this is, how it comes out of the cask. And I think that's a really nice, great presentation. Now, I will say Kilchoman tends to be a little more expensive than the kind of the bigger distilleries. This is non-age stamp. This is Sanaig, and it means like they have I think 3 in their core range. Malt, Sanaig, and then I think they have the 100% Islay farm barley. I think that's their core range. But between the two, the Milk Bay and Sanaig, this one is more heavily influenced by ex-Oloroso sherry cask aging. I think the distillate is the same between those two in the core range, and the other Milk Bay is more bourbon ex-bourbon cask influence. This is roughly 70% ex-Oloroso and 30% ex-bourbon cask influence. As I said, it's all just natural. No coloring, no filtering, and released at 46%. So let's see what we get when we're tasting the Scotch. The nose here is, the peat and the smoke will come up quickly. But it's definitely rounded by the sherry notes, the ex-sherry notes. So take that peat and that smoke and then wrap it up in whatever, is a dark fruit that you can taste. Maybe a little, maybe toward plum or dark raisin. At the end, if I'm really breathing in kind of long like that, I do get a little bit of alcohol on the nose. But generally, it's a really nice balance between that peat and smoke. So, a little bit of that medicinal, a little bit of earthy notes, and then something deeper, something, I would say fruity, but dark, pithy fruit. I like the nose. Let's see how she tastes. Cheers, or sláinte. So I took kind of a small sip there, but in that one, the earth and peat comes quick and then goes right into almost a little bit of pepper, a little bit of definitely malt comes through, a good malt characteristic. Yeah, what a great back and forth for me between a little bit of alive pepper and spice. But then there's, that dark fruit. Right at the beginning of the finish, even it starts to finally get out a bit of oak. This really isn't heavily oaked. It's still really stronger with the malt characteristics, the smoke, the peat, and then the fruit from the ex Oloroso, and they're really a dark, a little bit leather, not heavy leather, but a little bit leather, a little bit dark skin, a little dark fruit. That fruit cake where you get that, sticky, malty, and then the end it just sings for a while. Anytime you're drinking a peated Scotch, I feel you get the after breathing for a lot longer than many types of whiskeys, and so it tends to just lengthen out that finish, and it goes for a while. And for me, the finish stays, dark fruit. Just it stays out of being bitter. It's close. It's got a little bit of that. We're gonna go there, and it really doesn't. Now, I say this every time I review a peated Scotch. I really appreciate peat, but if you're new into peat, this isn't a bad choice. I think this is probably somewhere in that, I don't know this, but someone in the comments, but I think it's somewhere in that 20 to 30 ppm range. So it's not, a peat monster. Very present though. Even a little bit medicinal, a little bit briny peat. So you'll get that for sure. And if you're not used to peat, or you don't like peat, that's going to hit you quite quick, and you might even go further into that medicinal Band-Aid rubber, and you'll really taste that because your palate maybe isn't used to it so much. But if you like peat, I think this is actually fairly gentle, enough smoke to be interesting. But enough earthy peat for you to taste it. Now I will say that was a longer talk, and it got a little bit more medicinal, power of suggestion, right? As I talked, but it definitely is present in this. So, my challenge with this, as I said in the intro, really well laid out, non-chill filtered, non-colored. Beautiful bottle. I love their all Islay farm to through distillate to release, and so I really like Kilchoman, and this is a beautiful Scotch. It's priced a little high for what you get. It really is. I don't know how to get around that, but I would be very comfortable putting this at a 4-star level. It's an enjoyable peated Scotch, and I can certainly recommend it. I think the ex Oloroso really, I like this better than the Mulcair Bay one. I think that the fruiting on it is just a top notch. Now I don't really have any opened peated Scotch right now, except for some real monsters like Corvecchian and Ugadale and Lagavulin Anniversary. Like, they're all really big and really monsters, and I thought, that's not really a fair comparison. This really isn't very much of a fair comparison either, to be honest, because this is Peat Monster by Compass Box, but the reason why I thought, it'd be nice just to at least share some thoughts about it, it's also 46% and also unchill filter. Now, it's a blend of different Islay Scotches. And what's really interesting to me is it's probably similar ages. You can almost see it better in the bottle than the glasses, but just wanted to show you like the color difference. These are both uncolored and unchill filtered. And I think what you see there, and they're probably very similar ages, around that 5-6 year mark, I'm imagining, is this Peat Monster lighter like that doesn't have any ex-sherry aging that I know of. Well, it might have some. Better look into it. I don't think it does. So when you smell this, actually the smoke, which I wouldn't have, but comes out much quicker than on the Kilchoman. I hadn't poured it earlier because I didn't want it to affect how I was nosing that. And in some ways it's sweeter, not fruitier, but like straw, honey, light flower sweetness. and it is bigger peat, bigger smoke, and yeah, that malted, honeyed, vanilla'd sweetness carries it in a very different direction. So that was kind of fun to pour them as a comparison. I like Peat Monster quite a bit too, but definitely a little more ashy, a little more smoky, and its flavors are different. Now I don't have it clear my palate, but yeah, same notes that I mentioned. Really comes back. Some of that darker fruits just really picks up on the mouth, and boy, I like both of these scotches. Well, thanks for joining me on this cooler summer day. Happy Scotch Sunday. Hope you found a little bit of something to relax and enjoy with friends and family. This was supposed to be a quick review of the Kilchoman Sanaig, and I like it. Comfortable at 4 stars. You guys take care.